Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, How to Keep Your Customers Happy. It's great to have you here. We won't take up too much of your time. We expect it to last about 20 minutes at most. Throughout this time, we would like to focus on answering key questions every company has when it comes to keeping customers happy. We'd like to actually answer questions like how to know what your customers are saying about you. Do they get in touch easily? How long does it take to give a solution? And does your team share their knowledge? And maybe finally, are you giving a quick enough answer? We will also actually like to see how your company can use social media to keep customers happy and maybe see how big companies are also doing it, like we can see here in the image with KLM. We have to know really how to give customers what they want when they want it. So what does that mean? Well, the goal of your business in terms of its customer interactions is to generate loyalty, right? So there's no better way to do that than to offer quality products and services and to also be responsive to your customers. Because we know that the number of channels through which you interact with customers is increasing, so is also the complexity of those interactions. But obviously, as new technologies have come to market, it is now actually easier for businesses to provide customer service. So we will actually provide an overview of ways that you can use technologies to serve your customers and also serve your business goals. Obviously, we know that gone are the days when your customers will wait impatiently in a call queue, right? So they want answers, and they want answers as soon as possible. To do that, you must start using technology to give them answers. And data collection and their analytics that technology provides you will also enable you to know their preferred channels of communication and also be better prepared to handle those that receive the most traffic. Obviously, this would be much great. This will be better instead of having a queue of screaming clients. New technology is emerging all around us. Customers are now using platforms to shop, to compare, to recommend, and even review products and services. So it's safe to say that our customers are now becoming more tech smart. And while you can see what your customers want and what your audiences want, it actually requires a shift in presentation and communication. So don't forget, customer service is absolutely responsible for generating customer satisfaction, loyalty, and obviously also company turnover. Okay, don't forget that we all know that social media or web apps has made it easier for customers to be vocal about their complaints, right? They now have an easier way of getting their negativity out there, okay? But new technologies are also making it easier for companies to accommodate customers. So your website must offer a customer help forum, maybe a clear presentation of appropriate contact numbers to call, or even an online chat service. That works really well to resolve customer issues. And don't forget to be transparent, all right? You use social media, so it's an easier way just to answer complaints live on Twitter maybe. To avoid them, however, let's just check out whether you're taking on these top 10 initiatives. First of all, we have to remember to put your experts on the front line of customer service. And what does that mean? Well, with great technology behind them, you won't need an army or maybe a call center answering your customer requests. You need experts that receive well-filtered and well-organized information that can help. You need to have somebody who knows their stuff, basically responding to customers directly. And this is because customers want to be treated like an individual, okay? Don't forget that, which often means that being approached by individuals that know what they are doing and saying, and basically not a faceless brand. Then we have to, well, help customers help themselves. Enabling customers is a fantastic way to share and exchange information. This also is great to create an engaging community. This can be done in a lot of ways. For example, in the form of self-service areas on your company's portal, maybe some frequently asked questions, blogs, how-to videos, webinars, infographics, basically anything that addresses a hypothetical crisis. This also has the effect of swooping in, maybe to save your customer's day before they even need saving. So that's a great way to deliver great service. And we have to deliver to your customer wherever they are. This means that many companies are taking their customer service mobile. Some applications even allow you to create an email, and this allows your customer to communicate directly with you. Okay, so they're speaking directly at you, and they have an open channel, maybe what you can actually call a VIP treat. If this is not you, it's really time to think about it because customers want to be close to you, or they want to have an open channel to speak to you. Okay, then you really have to avoid the trap of treating customers like sheep. What does this mean? Well, companies used to try and differentiate themselves by the quality of their customer service. Unfortunately, in this environment today, that's merely not enough. Customers are no longer attracted to or retained by companies due to the service they deliver. So, to become sticky or attractive to customers, companies now have to concentrate on the experience they provide. And this is because their service is done to a customer, while an experience is done with a customer. Okay? So you must still deliver great service, obviously, but you must also provide an experience by allowing customers to write and therefore share reviews and opinions, including some complaints, that will be actually quite public. It might hurt. But for a final thought, for your company, the customer is no longer king, all right? He's rather a partner helping you to deliver great experiences for others. Moving on to number 4, let's see if you understand that every contact with your customer can be your last. Your competitors are hovering over your customer and they are ready to take them away at a moment's notice. And this is because today's environment simply turns up the intensity, all right? So if you offend or anger your customer, they can actually have a new supplier ready to go before you leave. Then you have to know that everyone who has contact with your customer needs to be on the same page. Remember when a person returns to a coffee shop, they return because a barista knows exactly what you want and how you want it. And if you're served by a barista named Debbie or by Jack, you'll know that you'll always receive the same treatment, right? That's why people return. So every team member must be on the same page because anyone who has contact with the customer can affect the relationship. You have to also remember to make every contact positive. By bringing value on every call, um, maybe by providing ideas, by thoughts, by knowledge, or maybe by expertise to your customers, you should always work and make your contacts positive. Okay, don't get me wrong, things will happen, customers will get upset, but the staff can always find ways to make these contacts end well and give them reason to keep doing business with us, even if things go wrong. It obviously takes 12 positive experiences to make up for one bad one, so don't forget that. Um, and while you're doing that, you have to always think about cross-selling and upselling. This is because you should be working to advance the relationship in some way or manner. And your calls should be thought of on every single call. So before each call, you have to establish an objective and ask yourself how you can improve your situation with the buyer on every interaction. You have to think how wide, you have to think how deep, and you have to think how high you can increase your contact base on every single call. Maybe you can get testimonials from them or referrals, or maybe you can even increase your access. Maybe you can sell something else that you never thought that they actually needed, so don't forget that. You also have to be likable, all right? A great way to compete in the age of the internet is to actually find ways to make it easy for your customers to buy from you. Remember that main reason why people return to a coffee shop? It's very simple. It's incredibly easy to do business with someone that knows you. And you only gave them one small piece of data, how you like your coffee. And then you knew that you could trust them and you could trust their judgment on what they prepared. Okay, that sustains a relationship for a very long time. After that, don't forget that you need to maintain regular customer contact. Staying close to customers gives you the opportunity to develop relationships, okay, to further demonstrate your expertise and increase confidence in you and your business. Small firms obviously have the advantage of providing personal contact, which is much easier, usually with the same person. So don't forget to get to know your customer's name, find out about their interests, and maybe ask them how they're getting on. It's really worth spending some time understanding the client so that you can provide a more tailored solution. It's obviously no secret that customer service is a critical part of doing business. So to keep customers happy when you're on a tight budget, you might consider the latest solutions for automating customer queries via the web, maybe the email and telephone. Because when you use them effectively, these product services can lower your costs, they can improve efficiency, and they sometimes can even improve the quality of information gathered from some customers that you can give to others. After these 10 points, the point is here. Customers today are empowered. Okay, don't forget that. It is now less important what a company says about themselves and far more relevant what others have to say about them. Because brands have now gone from image created to a reputation earned. Brands were created in creative agencies, but reputations are earned through delivering great experiences. However, to provide a great experience where a customer is involved, it always involves some emotion because the customer is giving something of themselves. This involvement makes it more likely that a customer will talk about you and also spread the word. This will not only enhance your company's reputation, but it will also help to deliver referrals into your business by creating a positive word of mouth in the marketplace. Okay? Obviously, we love feedback, and unfortunately, 96% of unhappy customers don't complain. But we can see that 91% of those also don't come back. That can all be said and done, but now we have to ask what now? How do you apply this? And how do you balance a healthy partner relationship with your beloved customer? It's not easy. The secret is actually choosing the right software. It has to fit you right. And you have to take the risk, you have to try it, and you have to fail and try again. And this really is no perfect match. You have to have the patience because there really could be a perfect software out there for you. Let's look at a success story and see what has actually changed since they started using an application. Because it's not just about changing processes and paying attention to the points we've made so far. What we have to do is really understand how that is applied to your everyday activities. So I want to thank John for being with us. He is on the phone. Your contribution is great for everyone to understand the importance of taking on a change in the way we work. So let's just see if we can get John on the line with us.
Well, hi, John. John is an owner of a small chain of computer service centers. He had a very traditional way of serving customers that involved many channels. He now just recently changed to PHE Service FX. So, John, tell me, how is business?
It's good, Claudia. It's good.
You can manage 2 stores and a repair shop now, right?
Yeah, we have 2 points of contact and 1 back office in a different location.
Okay, what was your main reason to start using a ticketing software?
Well, customers came to our store and called us and sent us email asking about, well, everything. About hardware, software, pending repair process, everything. All these channels were handled by whoever was available at the time, who answered the call, who was standing in the front office when the customer walked in, or was sitting at a computer reading the emails. This meant a lot of time searching for information. If the customer and the right technicians aren't in the same room, this means getting on the phone and tracking him. So we never knew what was going, or when, or even how much each technician had on their plate. As you can imagine, working like this meant being in all the places at once and having a bad day with too many things to do. We quickly realized that with several stores with customers having different problems and using different channels to get in touch with us was going to make our day seem like Dante's Inferno. We went online, found this simple tool that would help us manage our days and our entire team of experts. We just needed to organize our team into tiers of workings according to skills and priorities. Since no one liked to wait, we used our app to filter and manage our requests automatically as they arrived. So the right technicians get the right request. This means quick and reliable information that is correct. What really amazes me is that the customer are kept in the loop by our technicians on what's going on by receiving alerts. So the customer knows their request is being handled and what's being done and how they can get in touch with us. The customer is with us all the way, and we really went from service provider to service partner.
That's great, John. Tell me one thing. Would you recommend this to any other small business?
Well, the amount of time we save by streaming everything from the point of contact to the point of service is miles away from the time we used to spend doing this manually. We are now doing like the pros, we're now doing like the big ones. So really, I do recommend it to any small business that receives customer requests in some manner or form to think about giving this type of apps a go.
Thank you very much, John, for your time and for sharing your experience. That sounds great.
Okay, that was John showing us how exactly he applied his service to provide, to actually help him streamline his customer service. Now we're going to look at a video and see exactly how we can, actually use service to streamline our processes and to help our customers get in contact with us. With an application, PHE Service FX actually allows us to create tickets from an email. So let's see exactly how this works. A customer has sent you an email with a service request. So if you open the service monitor, you'll find the tickets already on your system waiting to be attributed. If you want your customers to send their requests to a specific email, what you have to do is create the email at the account configuration menu. To do that, just open the system menu, go to the submenu utilities, and then look for information about the system. And this is where you go to the email account configuration to then save a specific address that you can give to your customer. And this is just for him. It's a default email. And requests received by this email remain pending until you attribute it to someone. Okay, verify if the choice that is available by typing in your preferred account name. If you get a sign that it is available, just go ahead and save it. If not, you'll obviously have to choose a different name. The application can only recognize that the email received belongs to a certain customer or account if the email field is filled in properly, all right? So imagine that you want certain requests to be sent automatically to certain departments, like, for example, invoicing issues that should be sent to your accounting department. Well, you can even create accounts for each group of users, and when a customer sends you a request, the ticket is handled and attributed to the person with the most availability. Okay, remember point one, where you have to put your experts in the front line. So this is a great way to do that. And how can you open a ticket for a salesperson from a customer's phone call? Well, a customer called to speak to a member of your sales team, but he's not in, right? And so you want to tell him that. Well, you just open the ticket form at service, and you can press insert to type in the summary. And you have to obviously have your salesperson saved there, know that, who will receive the ticket to then handle. You can choose the group, obviously, the person that will be responsible to follow up on the problem that was presented, which will be the salesperson that receives the call here in this case. You have to fill in the description of your customer's request and the person of the account that made the call. When the ticket is saved, it will remain pending to be handled by the person in charge. And now you want to add dialogues to be exchanged during a request. You can also do that. And the easiest way to do that is actually at the service monitor. Okay. When you're positioned on a request, you go to one of the following options. You can create a dialogue at the bottom of the monitor. This will open the dialogue in insert mode, where you can save your answer and choose other options to close the task with your answer, to notify someone, or if it is actually a solution, and this closes the tickets, and then you can also actually have the time spent on it. You can manage the source of the dialogue. You can say that it was received from an employee, so it's an internal source, or maybe an external source, which can be your customer. After saving it, it will be associated to a ticket. An alert is also sent to your customer's email when a new dialogue is added. Okay, so your customer is also kept in the loop of exactly what is going on. The service monitor has an option to quickly insert a dialogue. You can still add a description, select other details, like we just said. If you choose the dialogue as a solution and close the ticket, it will be closed when saved, and the dialogue will be added to the field solution. These options are also available at the Actions on your ticket form, and the Service tab gives you direct access to new dialogues, and this allows you to make lists and maybe run searches. If you create a dialogue manually on the form, you will have to type in the information manually, like the number of the tickets, the name of the account, which is not needed when you use a monitor. And now let's look at any unattributed tickets. The Service Monitor shows also all tickets that have been entered into your system but have not that do not have an owner or maybe a group. This monitor can be found at the options menu as you saw it open here. The tickets on this monitor are grouped by status with a group that includes all tickets, okay, followed by open tickets, closed tickets, and unattributed tickets. Tickets that are not attributed are tickets that were created automatically and that do not have an owner or maybe a group of users. And if a ticket has not been attributed, you can perform several actions from the monitor, like, for example, browse to the ticket, add dialogues, drag this bar over here, and you can see other options like attributing the ticket to an owner. Once it has been attributed, it will no longer appear on the list of unattributed tickets. And if you also want to undo the action for any reason, you can do that by opening the ticket itself. The form has an option on the left that allows you to filter the options, and that will be shown. And in the middle over here, you can run quick searches and create search filters with the number of the ticket, maybe the account, as 0 to show all the tickets from all accounts. Okay, so that was just a quick demo just to show you exactly how you can apply this to your everyday activities and really have all of your emails filtered by your customers. Now, what we would like to do actually is have a quick Q&A and see if we have any questions here. our participants. We do have a question. The question is, can I see how many tickets each agent or each technician has to solve? Well, obviously you can. The analytics on PHC Service FX actually allow you to analyze how much each agent has on their plate. And if they're wrongly assigned, you can actually assign them to another owner or maybe to another agent. And you can reassign tickets as soon as you need to, all right? And so that really streamlines in terms of what you need to do during the day. Maybe if you have one agent or another too occupied, you can always do it, um, re, um, reorganize your day to make it easier. Okay. What we really can't forget is that 73% of customers always say that they shared a very great customer experience, and the word of mouth that you need to have great service is also obviously very important. Thank you very much for being with us. That ends our webinar. We will have these monthly webinars for during this year. The next one will obviously come up shortly in March. So to keep things, to keep up to date on what we're doing, don't forget to get in touch with us. If you have any questions also, get in touch with Natalie Keener, and she'll be more than glad to answer your questions. Thank you very much. See you next time.